Alright, today we're going to work on bitting a horse. This is Galilee. He's a young horse, a 3-year-old that we bred here ourselves. He's not been bitted before. Sometimes, you know, if I've bred a horse myself, I might introduce the horse to being bridled just as a 2-year-old, but he hasn't, and most horses that come in training, the bridling will come as part of being tacked up during the round pen work. But today we're just going to do the bridling. Now, here we have a bridle. It's a nice solid Western type bridle with snaps and so on. I like them because they're really strong and they don't break easily. Got a fairly simple unjointed bit. It's apple flavoured, I think. Anyway, it's got full cheeks so that when you come to driving and doing other work, the bit's not likely to pull through their mouth and to one side or the other. So you don't really want tack breaking and so on when you're working with these youngsters. Anyway, so to start with, the round pen work may have, if you've done that already, it's usually useful to do first so you get a horse that's standing still. But he stands still pretty well and he's been handled a bit, but he's never been bridled. So, stand with your shoulder, your right shoulder under the throat latch, and hold the horse over the nose, bridge of the nose like this. And I hold the bridle, and I'll put the bit in front of the horse, and hold the cheek pieces like this, and spread them. If you can see, zoom in on my hand, you can see I'm spreading the cheek pieces with my fingers. And then I take my hand and holding the bit across my fingers, I'll put it in front of his mouth and see my thumb. See, he wants to bite stuff anyway, so he's already biting on it. And I'll stick my thumb into here. Now horses that put their heads up, you can see my thumb. I can put my thumb over the bridge, over the corner of his mouth and into his mouth to stop him from pulling his head up. And then just pull it over his head and snug the ears through like that. Now, and so you can see it's pretty new to him, and he's mouthing a little bit. You see it goes over the bridle, over the halter quite nicely. Now, at the moment that's probably seated how you would normally seat a bridle for a horse being worked. But we're going to set, just for bitting a horse, I like to set it down in the mouth a little bit so that it's not so low that it can spit it out, but he has to mess with it a little bit. See how he's lifting it with his tongue? And he'll keep messing with that until he actually holds it up in the corners of his mouth. And then when he starts doing that and stops fussing quite so much, you can go ahead and shorten the bridle up to a more normal length where you see a few wrinkles here. So I would normally do this as part of the initial round pen work after we've got the horse joining up and so on, and he's coming to you. Then I would go ahead and put the bridle on like that. Galilee, you're a good boy. Alright, so I'm going to take this off again. So you can see, I put my hand over the bridge of the nose, holding the pole piece with my left hand. I lift it up, put it in front of his mouth, and you can see, look, he's already reaching for it. Alright, and then holding the bit across my fingers and controlling it with my thumb and fingers, put it near his mouth, holding the nose down with my right hand, slip it up. He says, don't mess with my ears. Bingo. And this is a horse that's not been bridled before. If you have a problem with the horse putting his head up and away from you, especially a really tall horse, and you're maybe not so tall yourself, you can put, this would be as if I had the bit in my mouth, and I put the thumb, see here, and I can put it into the bottom of his mouth and actually stop him from putting his head up, see? Look at what control I've got there. What a good boy, see? Most horses, and especially, I mean, the only thing he can really do is shoot backwards, and if that happens, then you can put them in an area where you've got either a cross ties or, I beg your pardon, a wash rack or something where there's something behind him to stop him from going back. And then you can just control him with your thumb, just like that. See? And he can't bite you. And he's being pretty good. You're such a good boy. Alright, so that's about it. Thank you very much.